Shalawam, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakach Hadash. All praise, honor, and glory go to the Most High Yahawah in the name of His Son Yahawashi. And I'm back to you with another one. I wanted to just touch on a couple things. I got home late last night, do the work, and I watched this video. It's probably gonna be trending a lot online through the brothers. A brother being attacked by what it looks like to be an Edomite by a gun, and him handling him. And this brother was, he was preaching along, and I believe he's just an affiliate of GMS, the Men of the Lord. And then I proceeded to go to sleep, and I had a dream. And in the dream, just to give a brief synopsis of it, I don't want to go too deep into it, but basically, it was a kind of weird dream, but in the dream, there was someone who was reading maybe like a Bible reference book, and he was reading about Michael coming for when you read about Michael, you know that he's the one that avenges Yasharala Israel from all her enemies. And then from there in the dream, Psalm 7 appeared in the dream. And so that's what I'm going to read from. And then when I woke up, I actually watched another video from, I think, the brothers in GMS of Memphis, and they were just communicating with a brother that was doing his own thing. And I gotta be honest with you, all those events really touched my soul and really, got me, increased my fear. Not fear of man, but fear of the Lord, because one, I am preaching by myself. I haven't been discommunicated from GMS, but I have attended camps, and I wasn't able to attend the way that I wanted to attend because of job situations. But before that, I was helped by a member of GMS with at a time when I was down and out, and that help that he's given me is still lasting to this day. He actually gave me a vehicle, and it's helped me continue to do the work, because I was doing videos. I started doing videos after I started meeting with the Men of the Lord, and then the job happened where I had to work on the days that they actually did their camps, and like right after I got the vehicle, which is I got advice about it and everything from I had a connection with through one of the bishops through email, and I told him the situation in depth, like I don't know if I should take it. He told me I should take it, and then the brother he came out of the blue with the vehicle, and I was able to go to the interview, which was far out, get the job, and it requires me to actually work weekends, and that's the day that the brothers meet. They don't have a midweek camp on a regular out in the LA area. And so Spirit was on me, just continue just to do videos, just continue just to go out and preach the word, and that's what I've been doing. So those events just really helped me just deepen my fear of the Lord, because at the end of the day, we always got to look at things in a way where the Lord is speaking to us, and really use those opportunities to check ourselves. It's not necessarily always about you in the sense of what you're doing, but you want to watch what you're doing. And one thing that I learned from last night is, just from my work situation, I don't have any Israelites. I don't have any brothers that know they're Israelites that I work with, but I do have a couple of brothers that are beefing right now. I mean, brothers, like Judah's, Jake's. And it's obvious one brother is in the wrong, and the other brother, he handled it in a way, in a way that's worldly, of course. But at the end of the day, yesterday, I caught myself, we fall sometimes, taking the side of the brother that was, going about it in the wrong way, even though the other brother was wrong, and you know, it just really woke me up to like, man, I gotta stay out of it, because that's what the the message always is when you leave worldly matters alone between worldly men, and you know I need to stay totally away from it, and that's the message I got out of everything that happened. And in Psalm 7, if you read Psalm 7, it's about David, and he's speaking about his enemies, and in particular Cush. And if you read the synopsis of it all, and you do your research, you'll know that he was from the tribe of Benjamin, and he was actually trying to slander David's name to Saul. And we know there's two houses: there's the house of Saul and the house of David in these last moments of these last days. And you want to be of the house of David, because the house of David is going to get delivered. The house of Saul, they turned against the Lord. And so when I'm bringing that up, because when I read about the enemies, Christians, Edomites, truthers, anybody who doesn't understand the scriptures, they're going to think that, we're talking about Esau or something. But no, David was actually talking about another Israelite here. So it says in Psalm 7:1, I'm going to read this in NLT. It says, I come to you for protection, O Yahawah, my power. Save me from my persecutors, rescue me. And, just watching the video of the brother getting attacked, that's a persecution. The brother was getting attacked by someone who had a gun, even though it wasn't loaded. He didn't know it wasn't loaded. He didn't know that it was broken in the end. He seen it, but the Lord really brought the Spirit upon him to handle the situation in the way that actually rescued him from it all. It says, if you don't, they will maul me like a lion, tearing me to pieces, and no one to rescue me. Because if you don't come and give us the strength and power to overcome our enemies, they'll tear us apart. It says, O Yahawah, my power, if I have done wrong or am guilty of injustice, if I have betrayed a friend or hindered my enemy without cause. And that's what brought me to have the fear of what, me taking sides in that situation. Because at the end of the day, I just need to stay neutral. They're not necessarily my friends. They're not necessarily somebody I kick it with. I don't hang around with anyone that's in the world. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty much a loner. But at the end of the day, me being aware of what the scriptures is saying, me being the one that can be able to understand what we have to do in these last moments of these last days, because of what we're facing as a people, and me wanting to keep in the running of being the hopeful elect, I should have just stayed totally out of the situation, not say anything. It says, if I have betrayed a friend or plundered my enemy without cause, did let my enemies catch me, let them trample into the ground, and drag my honor in the dust. That's the fear. You don't want your enemies or anyone else to be able to overtake you. So you want to put your faith totally in Yahawashi. You don't want to allow yourself to get caught up in different slanders or anything that comes up in the life in this world, and you want to stay focused in on the mission. I'm gonna keep going. It says, arise, O Yahawah, in anger, stand up against the fury of my enemies. Wake up my power and bring justice. Gather the nations before you, rule over them from on high. Yahawah judges the nations, declares me righteous, O Yahawah, for I am innocent, O Most High. It says, end the evil of those who are wicked, and defend the righteous, for you look deep within the mind and heart, O righteous power. So at the end of the day, my mind and all of our minds just to be focused on just the true enemy, which is the nation of Edom, the heathen nations, and 2/3 of our people who come against us because of this truth. Everything else is just civil affairs. We don't need to get caught up in it. We don't even have to speak on it. And I know it's not something big. I know it's not something that I said anything like so slanderous. I didn't say anything at all. I just, kind of took the side of the other person without the other person knowing. But they're still Israelites. So message sent to me, message sent to you is, continue just to stay out of civilian affairs. Continue to focus on the true enemy, which is the Edomites and the other heathen nations, 2/3 of our people who are coming against us daily in the videos. And make sure you watch your step too. You can't disrespect the man of the Lord. You got to be honest. You got to be truthful. You got to be straightforward with everything that's going on, and you got to really, see that it's a ranking system. You got to fall in line. My situation is what it is. I don't, I pray for the brethren every day. I pray, somehow I can be connected with the brethren every day. But it's the Lord's will. At the end of the day, He has us go through these tests and different sifting process to see who actually is devoted to Yahawah, and that's the lesson that I'm learning through this, and that's the lesson that we all should be learning. Um, you know, we should really take very responsibility for the flock that He has given us. Like I said in my last video, I don't have a lot of followers, and and we don't know all the followers that I have are really Israelites, or they, believe in this truth. But at the end of the day, you got to take responsibility for yourself and your actions and what you do, and you got to stay focused in on the mission. So just wanted to bring that out before I go into the plantation again. I got to go again. But it's Babylon, is what it is. And with that, just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahawashi, Hashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to all the apostles, elders, teachers, preachers, priests, bishops that came before me, taught me this truth through the videos, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalawam, peace be to you, to the holy elect, which I pray among the number of. To next time, Yahawah.